Every civilization has its festive times and seasons, which commemorate past events and mark milestones passed on the journey of a people. These occasions, times for somber reflection or joyous thanksgiving, become part of the cultural traditions which identify them in the sight of the family of nations. For the Hebrews, Passover is one such traditional observance, marking their great deliverance from ancient Egypt. For all of its relevance to us as the offspring of the ancient Hebrews, millennia have made our observance of this freedom festival a remote and distant affair. But the Hebrews were destined to endure several more captivities, the final episode wherein we were to be carried into captivity via ships. Aside from the Africans who were enslaved and carried away into the Western Hemisphere during the Middle Passage, no other people meet such a criteria for identification of this prophetic unfolding. In our times, the Holy One of Israel has manifested his awesome presence and power, as in the days of Pharaoh, to deliver his people yet again from bondage and oppression in the lands of the great captivity, a deliverance foretold by the prophet Jeremiah. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that it shall no more be said, Yah liveth, who brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave to their fathers. Jeremiah 16, verses 14 and 15. Our deliverance from America to the Promised Land has been an experience of which we all have a fresh perspective and personal testimony. For that reason, New World Passover was ordained unto our generations, as was the Passover of old, in which the children of Israel were to celebrate and give thanks unto Yah for his merciful hand. We are certain in times to come that New World Passover will have all of the notoriety of the now more familiar Passover. Acknowledging the role of our anointed spiritual leader, His Excellency Ben Ami, is central to our celebration of the historic return of African Hebrew Israelites to the land of Israel. Conveying the magnitude of what he represents as a visionary, teacher, father, and friend is beyond the capacity of any words we might offer. New World Passover would be incomplete if we didn't acknowledge Ben Ami's vision and its impact on our contemporary social development. In fact, if not for Ben Ami's vision of 1966 and his subsequent untiring commitment and servitude on behalf of Yah and his people, we would have no cause for celebration. Having answered the challenge to accept the burdens of freedom, Ben Ami is responsible for the repatriation of Africans in America to their ancient homeland, Israel, and the subsequent establishment of the long-awaited kingdom of Yah on earth. Men and women who are governed by Yah and who have created an exemplary social system founded upon divine principles. We have so much to be thankful for and have labored to channel that energy into the planning of activities which are guaranteed to thoroughly satisfy the participants' thirst for joy and happiness, whether they be community members or guests. This year's New World Passover celebration marks the 50th anniversary of the exodus of the Hebrew Israelites from the lands of the great captivity, a milestone event in the history of a people. 1967 marked the beginning of our return back unto Yah Yehovah, the beginning of our return back unto our ancestral homeland, and the beginning of our return back unto the cycles of regenerative truth. It marked the first steps in the process of redemption, the reclamation of our purpose, and the manifestation of an environment that epitomizes the principles of love, truth, justice, mercy, and peace. Ben Ami's vision is responsible for our community's socio-economic, cultural, even political integration into Israeli society. Among the causes for celebration is our continued success in the areas of truth-centered education, wholesome entertainment, holistic, sustainable community development, and organic agriculture, to name a few. But one of the highlights of this vision has been a form of dietary consciousness and health literacy, that assures boundless energy, extended life, and even the possibility of physical immortality. The community has certainly been an influential force in Israel, being recognized for its potential to become the world's first vegan nation. Outside of Israel, we have been responsible for bringing potable water to villages in Ghana and Kenya. We have built an holistic, sustainable community development training center and demonstration model in Benin, and dispatched a team of preventive health specialists to Ghana to work with the Minister of Health to reduce the disease burden and raise the health consciousness of that nation. Here in Israel, events such as the recent Global Leadership Summit and the Holy Jerusalem Writers Conference are clear indicators of the African Hebrews' global outreach and influence. We maintain vibrant and productive jurisdictions in many locations throughout the world. Just to mention a few: jurisdictions in 15 cities across the U.S., jurisdictions in 4 African countries, the British Isles, and South America. These initiatives help to bring a significantly greater measure of life and abundance to people everywhere. These are but a few of the many accomplishments that Ben Ami's principled leadership has inspired. His incomparable example and practical approach to spirituality have thrust the African Hebrew Israelites into the global spotlight, truly moving from the tail to the head among the nations, to sit at the epicenter of the struggle for the salvation of the planet. It is easy to understand and identify with the motivating zeal and infectious energy behind the Hebrew Israelites' collective acclamation. We are Ben Ami. New World Passover has drawn the attention of a broad cross-section of conscious individuals from the global diaspora. Many notable personalities have journeyed to Dimona to experience this miracle in the desert, including Stevie Wonder, Whitney Houston, the Neville Brothers, former Israeli President Shimon Peres, Winnie Mandela, Martin Luther King III, former SCLC head Charles Steele, and more recently, former NBA star Amari Stoudemire, actress Megan Good, and actor Blair Underwood, among countless others of our friends and family. This 50th year anniversary is a celebration of our fulfillment of the sacred proclamation of Martin Luther King, that we as a people will get to the promised land. It is also clear confirmation that we have persevered and have overcome great adversity to stay in the promised land. It testifies of our having once again established a holy and sacred bond with Yahweh Yehovah, the source of creation that guided our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It indicates our reclamation of our true Hebraic heritage and our ability to maintain the distinction of our cultural identity. These magnificent achievements are unprecedented and reveal the living presence of Yah in the midst of us. Only by the almighty hand of His creative energy could such a feat have been accomplished. Hallelujah! New World Passover 2017 promises to be a monumental affair as we mark the golden anniversary of our contemporary liberation and the thrusting of our community into a period of unparalleled growth and positive influence on the global scene. We give eternal thanks and appreciation unto Yah for His Holy Spirit, for breathing into us the breath of life, and for His divine guidance. We give eternal thanks and appreciation unto Ben Ami for his faithfulness in bringing the 1966 vision into fruition. And we give eternal thanks and appreciation to the perseverance of the pioneers who have all made this day possible. Our continued commitment to the fulfillment and expansion of the vision of Ben Ami will be on display in all of its manifestations. Join us in Dimona, Israel, Northeast Africa, for this glorious season culminating with a 2-day event. The most fun-filled, high-energy, spiritually enlightening happening that may be found anywhere on the planet.
Come on, put your hands together.
An experience of a lifetime.
Mountains, they will be moved. I can speak to dreams, they will come true.